Clear skies above set the scene for a perfect second half of our Villanova soccer doubleheader. It's the Villanova women's team getting set to take on the George Mason Patriots from here along the main line. And we say hello and good afternoon once again from Higgins Soccer Complex alongside Steve Pinot and Ben Curtis. So glad to be with you for this one, Steve. Villanova gets on the board in the win column last time out, looking to build some momentum.
Yeah, nice win over Columbia over the weekend on Sunday, and they're looking to build off of that, trying to stack some wins together today with an opportunity against George Mason.
Well, conference play not far away. Speaking of conference play, let's look at the Big East preseason poll. Villanova starting to get into that middle tier.
Yeah, they're picked 8th. That's the highest they've been picked in a multiple number of years. They're trying to get in that top half of the league, and they're building towards conference play.
Over on the other side of things for George Mason, they're in a conference really dictated by St. Louis and Dayton at the top. Just one conference win last year for George Mason. There's still 3 more teams not on that list in Richmond, GW, and St. Bonaventure. So they're still kind of in that middle of the pack as well.
Yeah, and they're similar to Villanova. They're building. They're trying to get from where they are to where they want to get to, which is the upper half of this conference.
But Villanova and George Mason each looking for a big non-conference victory to get some momentum heading into the month of September. The Patriots and the Wildcats is coming up next on the Villanova Sports Network.
At Mainline Health, we make sure that heart care is heartfelt. From murmurs to heart valve disease, we listen, we treat, we innovate. It's where your health is held alongside your humanity, where cutting-edge clinical trials meet compassion, with expertise ranging from preventive to pioneering. Because human care listens to your heartbeat and who it beats for. So if the rhythm of life changes, turn to the place where world-class isn't just nearby. It's where human care has a home.
Right here is where you make things. But the most important things you make here are memories. At Freedom, we understand what every part of your home means to you. That's why we take such a personal approach to helping veterans. So while there are lots of workshops, this one's different because it's a workshop in the garage of a home that's all yours. The home that Freedom helped you get.
Okay, fam. Quick stop in Montgomery County, but we have to be at Grandma's by 5 p.m.
Do we have time to stop at the mall?
K.O.P.
Yes!
Do we have time to hit the slopes?
Skiing at Spring Mountain.
Do we have time for Santa? If we have time for wildlife at the zoo.
Do we have time for food?
I have a list of 1,800 restaurants. Yum!
Do we have time for an overnight?
I feel like we're forgetting something.
When you spend the holidays in Montgomery County, your other plans can wait.
Honey, call them again.
From a simple fall to game-changing moments. When life gets heavy and you are pushed to your limits, Rothman Orthopedics is here so you can enjoy what matters most. With expert doctors, cutting-edge technology, and personalized care for every patient, we help you find your rhythm again. Your mobility, our mission. Rothman Orthopedics.
Getting set to go here for the Patriots and the Villanova Wildcats on this Thursday afternoon. We appreciate you spending some of your time with us. Get a look at the coaches for each of these two teams. George Mason made an absolute home run hire, getting Aaron Brunner to Fairfax, won a national championship on the staff of Florida State back in 2023, one of the great teams of the last decade or so. He's in year number 2, 3 wins last year. It's very much some growing pains for the Patriots, but, I mean, what a hire for this George Mason program.
And anytime you take over a program that's been down like the Patriots have been, it's a process. And we've seen it with Samara Zem here at Villanova. It takes time to put recruiting classes together, get your style of play put into the system, and then from there you grow from there, and both programs have started to do that.
Well, speaking of Zem, there you see her in the pregame warm-ups directing her crew. 14 wins on the main line, but a win last time out against Columbia to get this team taking in the right direction. A couple of decent results to start out the season, even in defeat, a 2-1 loss to a good Michigan side. And then when you go down to Winston-Salem against a team that's going to compete to be one of the last 4 standing in the College Cup in Wake Forest, and you only lose by the score of 2-0. Put in a decent enough performance. That'll give you some confidence even in a loss.
No doubt. Now, Michigan, they had a lead in the 70th minute. They were up 1-0 and then gave up 2 late. That got us kind of slipped away from them. And Smart talked about her with her team about finishing, and they were able to do that against Columbia on Sunday. Let's see if they can build on that today.
Wake Forest still in the top 25 in the latest preseason poll. As you see, it'll be Villanova wearing those two-tone blue jerseys. They'll be moving from left to right when we get going. For the Wildcats, only a couple of changes from last match in which they beat Columbia by the score of 1-0. Amelia Cardo is into the game in place of Morgan Cotch, and Hannah Curtin will replace Alex Little at the top of the line as well for Villanova. So 2 changes made for Samar Azem. Over on the other side of things, George Mason coming off of a 4-1 loss to James Madison last time out. They make just 1 change. Isabella Yousefi was withdrawn from the starting lineup, and it'll be Aaliyah Shinneman who replaces her to start out the match for Aaron Brunner's side. You see the Patriots getting set, and they're all gold with the green accent.
I like the Villanova Blues at home. Want a little change up from the traditional whites, but I like the look. Very sharp.
Interesting goalkeeping matchup. 2 goalkeepers who start out their collegiate career on the West Coast and have since moved back east. Hannah Dickinson for Villanova started her career at Southern California, primary keeper for the Trojans when they went to the second round of the NCAA tournament back in 2023. She was all Big East second team a season ago. And then on the other side of things for George Mason, Libby Davies started out at the University of the Pacific, spent 2 years there at the Division I level, and now is with the Patriots in 2025, .651 save percentage over 6 games with the Tigers at U Pacific last year. So both moving across 3 different time zones to get themselves back east, and we are ready to go here on a Thursday afternoon.
And Hannah Dickinson had 6 saves, a career high in her win over Columbia. She kept a clean sheet.
An important victory for Villanova that they will try to build on as we are underway here from Higgins Soccer Complex. As you can see, it's the Patriots moving from right to left and Villanova from left to right. Patriots this year a 1-1 draw at William and Mary, then a 2-0 loss against Delaware, 4-1 loss at James Madison. And you already talked about the Villanova results so far this season.
Yeah, both Madison's losses coming at home, which might be a little bit disappointing. Now they'll have to go on the road and try to get a result.
An opportunity in just the early few seconds. It could fall here towards the right side. It's cut right across the face of goal and was just out of the reach of the intended target, Pancione.
Yeah. I think Chukwu was on the end of that as well. But I think a couple people had an opportunity at it.
Isabella Chukwu, the sophomore transfer from Brown, has experience in big-time matches. Played for Canada in the CONCACAF U17 championships and a win over Haiti, in which Canada secured 3rd place in that competition. Aaliyah Shinneman making her first start of the week. And fighting for it is Ariana Reyes, fighting for it too hard, and we'll go back the other way.
Yeah, good job by Meredith Palmer there. Good positioning defensively. She drew the foul.
Had to be an emotional game last time for Reyes, the former James Madison Duke, to start against her former squad. She had a good game. She scored a goal, 72 minutes played. That's her only goal of the season. Now using that extra year across the Commonwealth of Virginia in Fairfax. Chukwu fighting for it and losing out on it to Maria Francic. Francic, a junior out of Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Handful of PA natives on this side in the starting lineup, including Molly Starner, her midfield partner.
It's an easy trip down to Fairfax from there, down 81, and shoot across, I guess, 66.
And there's a good amount of Patriots fans off to our left who have made the trip up. As Avery Nelson cuts to the end line. Nelson cuts it back towards across the 18-yard box. It didn't find any Villanova player cleanly.
Nelson shows her pace here. She might be the fastest player in this Villanova team.
Paniccioni laid it off. And a race for it will be won at least initially by Villanova, with Casey Maeda racing after it as well. Maeda gets some help from the defender behind her. And I'll go out for a throw.
Wildcats showing some good early pressure here in the first 2.5 minutes.
Race is on for Mia Arevalo-Delcid, fighting for it, and it will wind up back in the hands of Libby Davy. 3 saves against James Madison, the season high for her. She's played every minute so far this year. Still, of course, the very young 2025 season. Patriots start out conference play September the 20th at home against George Washington. Villanova gets their Big East season started the same day against Seton Hall here at home. Go out for a Patriot throw. This Patriots team has had a long wait to get back to the NCAA tournament, as St. Louis has really just dominated the A-10 since coming in. 11-time NCAA tournament participants, but none since 1997 for the Patriots. Here they come again with Reyes. Some gold jerseys getting forward for Aaron Brunner's side.
As deep as the attack has gotten all game.
And Reyes will win the first corner of the day for George Mason. That's a good individual effort from Mariano Reyes to hold the play up. Reyes, the very experienced grad student, 4 years with the Dukes before coming to George Mason.
Yeah, it's just good ball control there, and then trying to cross, and she wins the corner.
The first real clear-cut opportunity for the Patriots today comes 4 minutes in. Be an outswinger with the right foot of Gianna Chaprik.
See if Chaprik can get this into the box.
It's right on that penalty spot. Initial header won away by Cardo. Right back in, courtesy of Shinneman. Shinneman blocked the initial clearance and still is not fully out of danger as Pissarro keeps it in between the white lines.
I think the flag's up as for offsides.
Just straying beyond the furthest defender was Shinneman. It's a little bit more encouraging, though, for George Mason. Winning a couple of the second balls and getting themselves back into it.
And Villanova looked quicker in that first 2.5 minutes, and then George Mason will flip the switch just a little bit. Wildcats looked a little bit quicker to the ball.
That's an excellent cut back to the ball. And now a long run that is going to be won along that right side. Hannah Curtin trying to square it across the face of goal. And Villanova couldn't capitalize on the George Mason error as Davey was caught in between two minds.
Davey ended up outside the box, couldn't use her hands, obviously. And then Curtin was able to get it past her, but no one home.
It was an excellently weighted ball by Cotch, too.
Nobody was able to run with her. Maybe she could have took a shot there. It's a tough angle, but might have been the better play.
Now Shinneman will lay it off along the left side. Maeda got cut off by Meredith Palmer.
Palmer just hits it over the touchline.
There'll be a throw for George Mason, but nothing more. Palmer, the sophomore from North Carolina, has started every match this season and 13 of the 16 last year for Villanova. Has excellent speed, as you've already seen, to close down angles. Part of her high school 4x400 relay indoor and outdoor record team. Again, back into the mixer, and good defending that time, and it had to be by T. Gambardella. Taya Gambardella, freshman who has been thrown right into the fire for Villanova.
She's done a good job. She's answered it.
Out of Guilford, Connecticut, has started all but one game this year.
Both her and Nelson, as two freshmen, have been a big part of this team.
Curtin, another grad student transfer out of Dartmouth. Was second team all Ivy League all the way back in 2021 and struggled for playing time in the middle of her Dartmouth career, and 13 games started as a senior last year to catch the eye of Samara Zem in the portal. Patriots able to settle things back down. A lot of room in the midfield to operate now for Arevalo Delcid. Clipped up ahead and headed clear the immediate danger again. Curtin with her back to goal. Try to hold it up. Arevalo Delcid takes it back away again. Was looking for the 1-2 and never got back to her. And Shinneman asking for the ball down the right channel. It was just a little bit over hit.
Yes, that'll be goal kick for Villanova.
This George Mason team went the first 4 matches last season without a win as well. They didn't win their first game until they beat Northern Colorado 2-1 on August the 30th of last year. Struggled to score goals more than it was the struggle to concede them. 15 goals in 19 games last year. For what is all of a sudden a relatively experienced George Mason team. There's only 4 freshmen on this entire roster.
And you're starting to see that a little bit more with the transfer portal. You get a more mature player with some experience, more so than a high school senior.
That's an excellent turn that time by Nelson. A little bit heavy of a touch, but She was fouled on that turn.
I think it just got grabbed by the shoulder. I think that was Taylor who grabbed her, 14.
Madison Taylor, a junior out of Pembroke Pines, Florida, has started every match this year as well for the Patriots.
If Palmer can swing this one into the box.
They're starting to queue up towards that back post, which is where the ball goes, edge of the 18, headed more up than anything else. Offside flag goes up. And George Mason can clear their lines. And a Curtin perhaps just straying a bit too far beyond the last defender, but you appreciate the aggressiveness from an attacker with an eye for goal. Missed all of 2022 with an injury, which is where her eligibility still comes from. We are now beyond that COVID year eligibility finally.
Seemed like it lasted forever.
Now you can still have that extra fifth year if you redshirt for a variety of reasons, including an injury. Here's Nelson again. Former All-State selection in New York. That'll be another throw for the Wildcats. And a Curtin
at the corner flag. See if she can win a corner. If she tries, she'll win a throw.
Some fans were shouting for offside. Of course, can't have that on the throw-in. With the back to goal, here's Neal. Oh, lovely cut to get around one. Now Neal towards the back post where Chukwu is arriving and heads it over the bar.
Yeah, she's just a little bit outside the far post and jutted it straight, but just wide. Couldn't get her head turned around to direct that on goal, but a good play by the Cats there as Neal got a great cross off and Chukwu just a little bit late.
Isabel Chukwu not far away at all along that back post. He's trying to pick out that top corner. And from that kind of range, probably could have just sent it anywhere on net. It would have been dangerous. That's a sophomore transfer. As we said, sometimes those underclassmen can try to place the ball a little bit too much instead of just knowing the ability to put in a danger area. Good things can happen from that kind of close range. It's an important touch to make sure that Patriots couldn't get behind Palmer.
Palmer again, Cotch in midfield here. There goes Nelson, who can really run. See if she can run this one down. She looks like she will.
Plenty of pace to catch up to it. Crosses it back into the box again on the half volley, settling it back down, laying it off. The shot comes in from Cotch and up and over the bar.
That's a really nice decision by Cardo there. She really laid that out for Cotch. She just got a little bit underneath that, but that was a nice play by Cardo to set up her teammate.
Clever from Cardo, who's already got a goal and an assist. Get one more look at the unselfishness.
Yeah, and I thought this is the right play. Just bring it, tap it right back, and she just gets a little bit behind it and well over the bar.
Cardo out of New Rochelle, which is where you can also find Iona College, which is the opponent for the Villanova men's team earlier on today. A 1-1 draw, including a goal that had to be reviewed to make sure it was confirmed, and then an own goal. Weird game on the men's side of things. But both teams will end up with a result from that one. See if we have equal amount of storylines to talk about in this one. There's certainly plenty to talk about from the men's game. Here's Chukwu again picking it up. Laying it off. Cotch will settle it back down. She'll have a go at goal. It's bobbled and then corralled by Davy.
Cotch, she said, I'm not kicking this one over the bar. She kept a low liner right at the keeper, and Davy's able to keep it out in front, knocks it down, and then corrals it. You'll see it here. Cotch got it. I'm not going over the bar here. Good low shot, but right at the keeper, and Davy's able to corral it.
Villanova with the better of the chances, though. George Mason still without a shot in the first dozen minutes.
They just seem a little quicker to every 50-50 ball.
Be a throw for the Patriots here. George Mason tries to settle things down a bit. Only real opportunity for them today came from the corner flag. Now here's Ariana Reyes. Has options off to her right, but couldn't find the closer option in Starner.
Yeah, Starner, that ball is behind Starner. She's unable to change direction quick enough to keep that in play.
Starner from Boiling Springs High School here in Pennsylvania. And the Patriots win it back and win a corner.
Yeah, it's a giveaway by Palmer. You don't see that too often.
So second of the day now for George Mason. 11 corner kicks on the season.
That was Dops. That wasn't Palmer who gave that one away.
George Mason was bottom 20 in the nation last season in the amount of corner kicks that they had. Did not have too many chances from this spot on the field as Trapic will once again serve in the outswinger. One initially by Villanova and cleared all the way down. Chuck Wu the furthest forward.
Good job by Curtin, the forward, coming back and helping out defensively.
And Curtin can start the break the other way. That'll spring Nelson down the right channel. Nelson in a foot race, important touch just to get something on it by Madison Taylor and force it out of play.
Yeah, credit Taylor there with her defense. That looked promising for Villanova.
Here's Neal again. Always dangerous along the wing. Olivia Neal, the grad student, hooks it into the box. Only headed as far as the edge of the 18. Nelson fighting for positioning, and she committed the foul in doing so. Olivia Neal has just committed so many dangerous crosses into the box since she's gotten to Villanova. They're coming over from Campbell, where she rejoined Samara Zem.
A quick first step and able to get the ball into the box with that half-step lead on the defender.
Played all 90 minutes against Columbia for the first time this season. She kind of built further and further up in terms of her fitness level for 2025, and now is at all systems go, which is what you want by this part of the season. First couple games in the non-conference can be a lot about just getting yourself back up to game speed against a team that's, you know, not your reserves that you play against throughout the entirety of the summer. It takes a little bit of time to ramp up to play against a team wearing different colors. And now as we near the month of September and kind of the business end of this season, you want to be playing your best soccer. You want to be playing your most soccer. It's a lovely little layoff in the direction of Nelson. It was read very well, though. Curtin and Nelson were too close together.
Yeah, the spacing was not good there. I thought Neal had, on the throw, had Kaluch kind of more in the middle of the field, just didn't see her. Threw the ball down the line.
Samara Zem's team has been dictating this game so far. Aaron Brunner's side with work to do. It's an absolute home run hire, though, Aaron Brunner was for George Mason, between the experience at Florida State and his ties to Northern Virginia, as Neal loses back out on it, and an opportunity for Shinneman to run onto this. It'll be hooked away by Palmer. Brunner grew up in Prince William County in Northern Virginia, won a couple state championships at C.D. Hilton High School, not terribly far away from Fairfax. His wife, Kristen Porto, played for George Mason in the early 2000s. So when you have
you see the
somebody of the connections to the area and the school, plus the coaching pedigree, it's a pretty easy choice.
Good ball by Nelson.
And another to find Curtin, who's in some space and has options in front of her. Cardo, the closest to her. Cardo couldn't quite keep it under her feet turning.
It's just a tad behind her, but that's where the ball had to be played because of where the defenders were established.
Here's Curtin again, though, to the end line. Curtin will win a corner. The Villanova squad appreciating the effort from Hannah Curtin, the grad transfer.
It looks like Gabby Kaluch will take this corner, so it'll be an outswinger. Wildcats hoping they can run someone on the back end of this.
And it comes towards the penalty spot. Head goes up. Neal whips it back into the danger area. And again, it's headed clear. Neal deflects it right back into the mixer, though. A couple of half clearances from George Mason. And now Nelson can open up some space again on the right. Nelson cutting it low across the face of goal, and it's just wide.
Yeah, Curtin got to it, got a good strike on it. She one-timed that, but just wide of the net. Good ball from Nelson, and a good strike from the Wildcat striker, Curtin.
Making a really good case to get more playing time. Just her second start of the 4 matches, but she looks to be a threat every time that Villanova gets themselves into the attacking third. Patriots will build out of the back again. Franchiketch. And the ball dispossessed in the end down the left side. It'll stay with the Patriots. Look at the rest of Aaron Brunner's coaching staff. Christine McBeath, 3-year assistant coach at University of Utah. So experience another big-time program, on the staff of big-time program, and then you have another assistant in Christy Monroy Bravo, who has experience leading a smaller program in Washington Adventist University, which is also in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area. So you have the local ties, you have experience leading a smaller program, you have experience working on a bigger program. It's a well-worked coaching staff that Aaron Brunner has developed. The Patriots trying to develop an attack here. Clipped in towards the penalty area, head goes up, and Starner really didn't get enough on it to trouble Hannah Dickinson.
Not at all. She was in good position and weakly came to her.
Well, the first times today, Hannah Dickinson has had to touch the ball. You mentioned her season-high 6 saves in the win against Columbia. Villanova going to really rely on her again come conference time. Ariana Reyes going to open things up into a little bit of space, gives the ball back away. Cotch can run onto it, has Curtin making the corresponding run down the left side. Curtin gets there first, cuts it back towards the near post. There was nobody really there making the following run.
Couldn't get enough angle on it to keep it away from the keeper.
O'Davy, who's certainly been the busier of the two keepers, will collect again. Junior out of Adelaide, Australia. It had to have been a huge thrill for everyone in that country to see the Women's World Cup being played in that country 2 years ago. Long switch is on for Nelson. Nelson has Neal behind her if she so chooses. Nelson will spin away from her own defender anyways, cuts it right back towards the penalty area. Nelson and Neal down that right side have caused some problems and asked a lot of questions of the George Mason defense.
Yeah, I really like that move by Nielsen. She went back to the left foot, able to get her cross off.
Palmer will switch the point of attack to the left.
Bardello over at the left back.
And Cardo went for it, was unable to field it cleanly. Dispossessed, though, and falls right back to Cotch again, who always seems to be in the right area for those second balls. Cotch will take all the space that she's given. Cotch goes for goal, up and over.
Yeah, that's two now that have gone over the bar for her. She's probably kicking herself a little bit. Get that one on net. She's got a really good opportunity to score. She's just outside the box, right on square, and just airmails it.
Scored 1 in 2023, 1 in 2024. Still looking for her first this year.
That one, if you get that on net, you probably have a goal.
Been a huge part of what Samara Zem has built over the last couple of years, though, in the engine room of the midfield. Gabby Cotch just passed the 2,500-minute mark in her Villanova career last match. It's a good step up from Gambardella. Villanova continuing to knock on the door here in the first 20 minutes of this match. Still no shots for George Mason, 5 of them for Villanova, just 1 on target.
Yeah, you feel like they need to start getting some stuff on net, and they'll be able to cash in at some point.
Nelson and Cotch working out of some tight quarters along that right side. The crowd continues to file in. It's a very good crowd here for a Thursday afternoon in Villanova. Very nice temperature in the low 70s.
Really nice day to be outdoors. Enjoy some good college soccer.
And Dickinson will get it right back. It's the first week of classes, so if you're a student who's kind of cooped up indoors for the first week all summer, want to get yourself out doors and support the team.
Not your busiest study week yet.
We took syllabus week very seriously.
We already went over my reading background. You know how serious I took it.
Yeah, if you were with us for the men's game. If not, go back after this one's over and listen to what Steve had to say about his extensive reading history. It's picked up in the midfield by Meredith Palmer. For Chukwu along the left. Chukwu onto her right foot. It's just over the bar.
He was able to get that back into the center of the net and just missed it. Just tried to chip that one over the top. You'll get a look at it here. Palmer leaves it off nice. Chukwu comes right back. Chukwu, just over the bar.
It's a good effort, though, as we hit a hydration break exactly at the midway point of this first half of play. And the crowd continues to file in. Great to see plenty of families out here as well on a Thursday afternoon.
And Villanova's been knocking on the doors. Ben mentioned, but you got to get one in. You know, it's still 0-0 here in the 23rd minute.
He's had a gorgeous day for soccer here along the main line. I guess it's still not school time yet for K through 12 in this part of the country. So plenty of families out here enjoying a wonderful day as Villanova and George Mason are scoreless in the first half.
Doesn't that cloud look like a giraffe?
Yeah. And that one looks like a weird bird.
A puffin, like our insurance mascot.
Speaking of the policy puffin, any update on our insurance claim?
No, not yet.
Some insurance companies are known for their mascots. At NJM, we're known for putting our policy holders first.
Want to put the tarp back up there?
I'll go get the ladder.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
Doesn't that cloud look like a giraffe?
Yeah. And that one looks like a weird bird.
A puffin, like our insurance mascot.
Speaking of the policy puffin, any update on our insurance claim?
No, not yet.
Some insurance companies are known for their mascots. At NJM, we're known for putting our policy holders first.
Want to put the tarp back up there?
I'll go get the ladder.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
Couple of non-threatening looking clouds rolling in here at Higgins Soccer Complex. As we said, a great crowd on hand to see Villanova and George Mason do battle here on this Thursday afternoon. Back here at Higgins Soccer Complex alongside Steve Pannone, Ben Curtis. Glad to be with you. It's been Villanova who's had all the chances, 6 shots, only 1 of them on target. Mason still without a shot of any kind. But Libby Davies been able to keep this Villanova attack at bay just enough. And those hydration breaks acting as something of a de facto timeout for both teams, and a good opportunity for Aaron Brunner just to settle his team down and settle them into this game.
Yeah, they have not been really able to get any possession.
See if the Patriots able to build up coming back out of the stoppage. Again, that high pressure continuing to force so many problems as Curtin gets around the defender. Curtin past a second. Curtin will lay it off for Chukwu. Chukwu will go for goal again. And not for the first time today. Sends it up and over the bar of Libby Davy.
Yeah. As far as I'm got to be happy with the efforts. Can't be happy with the result here. These guys, that's 7 shots, only 1 on net. And these are opportunities where they have plenty of time to kind of square up here. She's got time.
Well, you knew the finishing piece of the puzzle might be the thing that Samara Zem had to address the most over the offseason, with Susanna Soderman transferring out from Villanova to Vanderbilt. Was one of the top scorers for the Cats last season. In fact, was the top scorer for the Cats last season. Now already has a goal under her belt for the Commodores this year. And that combination of Curtin and Nelson and Chukwu, all newcomers, whether it be from high school or from the transfer portal, looks to be dangerous, but still just unable to fully put everything together to put it in the back of the net. It's a good mix between the portal and the freshmen, and then players like Chukwu who come from the portal but not as grad transfers, but after spending 1 year at a school, then moving on.
I expect we'll see Morgan Cotch at some point up front as well, who's started a game earlier in the year and also can create around the goal.
Former high school All-American is still up the sleeve of Samara Zem as the Patriots will win another corner. It's their 3rd of the day. This has been where their best chances have come from. Been from the corner flag. And again, it'll be Treppick, the Richmond, Virginia native, who will send it in. Cue up towards the center. Keep an eye on Casey Maeda, 5'7". It's right on the penalty spot. It's still loose, and then Dickinson was able to work her way through all the traffic to scoop it up.
The Wildcats get a fortunate bounce there as Dickinson, right place, right time.
There were a lot of gold jerseys in and around the 6-yard box. Neal doesn't have too many options there besides just kicking it away. See if that gives the Patriots a little bit of a boost off of what was their best chance. Might have gone off of a Villanova player last, in fact. Fortunate to see that one scooped up by Dickinson. Cleared away from the edge of the 18 by the Cats again. Sent right back in by Pissarro. And it will fall in the end for Franchiketch. Maeda keeping it in between the white lines. Maeda working on her defender down the right side. And it will go out for just a throw.
That's the game of soccer, though. Villanova with all the chances, and George Mason with one opportunity and almost went up with a 1-0 lead.
And the stoppage seems to have worked well for George Mason. They've looked a little bit more active on the attack since that hydration break. Dickinson will again have to claim it. Battle in the midfield won by the Patriots, who are starting to win more of those than they had in the first 10 or 15.
Yeah, I agree. Creating a little bit more space for themselves.
Lovely ball to find Reyes, who's dropped back to find the game. And it's touched ahead for Maeda. Maeda trying to split the defenders, and good recovery run by Chukwu to make sure she couldn't do that.
Good job going back and defending by the winger.
2 changes getting ready for Villanova, who sense that the tide of this game is starting to turn a little bit in favor of the visitors.
And it's going to be 2 players up front.
Looks like Cotch is going to come into the game. You were calling for.
Yeah, and I think it might be Alex Little as well.
The 2 players who started last game, who didn't this game, will in fact both come on.
So Nelson will take a break and Curtin will go off.
Those 2 had some good moments in combination together. Imagine we'll see them in the second half. But Cotch still looking for her first goal, as is Little this season. Remember, Cotch just had that tremendous start last year. 2 goals in the first 2 games, was an early Big East Rookie of the Week. Those were the only 2 games that she scored all year. Came off the bench against Michigan, started each of the next 2, now back coming into the game midway through. Let's see what she's able to do up top. Palmer will boot it ahead. Chukwu couldn't quite get there first. Cardo fighting for it, and it will go back instead for Davy. Davy sent that one higher than she did deep, and Neal was first to it. Through the legs that time went Panaccione, but it didn't work out for her. Paola Panaccione looking for the creative angles to get the pass away. Will wind up with a Villanova throw. Strapek hit it out. That's clever to knock it a little bit further ahead from Cotch, and then Cotch was able to keep it alive and sends it into the mixer, and Davy is there.
Yeah, maybe had a little bit more time than she thought. She kind of rushed that cross. Thought she could have come on off the byline and maybe got a little better angle. But a nice individual play by Cotch to create an opportunity. Wildcat press is doing a good job pinning the Patriots back.
Dangerous pass right into the 18-yard box from Davy. And they'll just get it wide for a Villanova throw, but it could have been more. Heart rate goes up a little bit as a defender, as a coach, when you see that ball played like that.
Comes another sub for Villanova, and the first one for the Patriots.
Panaccione is off for Villanova. For the Patriots, Shinneman is going to come off. She'll be...
Yeah, I think it's going to be Olivia Marone coming on, number 11 for the Wildcats.
And it will be Isabella Yousefi for George Mason. Did start last game, her first start of the season, but
Marone gets an early touch. Not her best.
Be interesting to see how these players coming into the game adjust to the speed of the game, which has been relatively back and forth. We'll see what Isabella Yousefi is able to bring, a sophomore from Herndon, Virginia, Oakton High School. Relatively local product for George Mason. Second team All-State coming out of that high school. Did list reading as one of her hobbies, which is not like Steve.
Just nonfiction.
Davies able to clear it away. And this is going back to the Villanova versus Iona men's game. earlier on today. That's going to be brought back for a foul. Referee might have a word with the George Mason player who committed that challenge. It was relatively late, but will be just a free kick for the Cats.
Looks like Smarzem looking to make one more substitution here.
Trying to keep all the legs as fresh as possible. This game has been dictated by the speed on the wings, so it is perhaps going to come down to that rotation in the squad and just keeping players as fresh as possible. Square ball for Palmer. Now whipped in towards the danger area, swept clear, but laterally more than up and away. So it'll be a throw, and we'll have another Villanova sub. It's Cardo who is going to be replaced. Jaden Aronson will come on in for. It's a freshman for a sophomore as the youth of Aronson will come on in, making her Villanova debut.
Yeah, it's her first appearance.
Cotch going to fight for it. She'll get the header on. It's flicked ahead by Little. Still a chance here for Cotch across the face of goal, just wide.
It's a really good effort there by the Cats. First Little to win that 50-50 ball, and then Cotch kind of able to turn on that. Not quite get it on goal, but that was a very valiant effort.
Great moment for Jaden Aronson for Villanova. You might have recognized the last name being a really important one here in this part of the country. Her brothers, Brendan and Paxton, both playing for the U.S. men's national team. Brendan playing with Leeds United, or rather with, where's Brendan now? He's at Leeds, isn't he still?
I don't know for sure.
He is, in fact, and his brother Paxton making some news recently, moving from Eintracht Frankfurt in Germany back to MLS to play for Colorado Rapids. I believe a club record fee, and Jaden is the latest to come out of that great soccer family. We should talk about Jaden and not just her brother. She's an excellent player in her own right. Former All-South Jersey selection. All-conference player as well at Shawnee High School. Bad giveaway, though, in the center of the park. Reyes able to take it right back away. Ariana Reyes slaloming through a couple defenders and wins a dangerous free kick.
Yeah, that's a good job. Took it from Cotch, and then she drew the foul just outside, maybe 5 yards outside the box. Could be a really good opportunity here for Mason.
And Reyes, who won the free kick, might take it herself. Paniccioni made sure that she wasn't going any further in the run of play, and it will be Reyes who will line this one up. A goal to her name so far this year. Traffic is also in the area, but it seems like this is going to be Reyes' attempt. The wall
looks like it's
three players.
Yeah, three-person wall.
Dickinson will line it up. Against the run of play, George Mason looking for the opening goal. Ariana Reyes' free kick is bobbled by Dickinson, and she's able to keep it in front of her.
Yeah, Hannah didn't get down quite low enough to catch it, but she's able to keep it in front of her and then scoop it up here. Looked like she just never quite got down low enough to catch it, but kept it in front.
As soon as it takes that bounce in front of the keeper, dangerous things can happen. And we remain scoreless.
There's Aronson's first touch.
It's a ball down the left in the direction of Chukwue. And Brendan back in the Premier League with Leeds, and exciting times for Paxton as well, and MLS, and exciting times for Jaden making her collegiate debut, which she's worked for quite a long time. I want to make sure that we do keep the spotlight on her and not just the rest of the family. There you see Cotch, former All-American herself.
But obviously she's grown up around the game her whole life.
Oh, yeah. Spent 10 years in the club ranks, did Jaden Aronson. Just continued to build and build, and a really exciting prospect to get her here on the main line. It's a good game to get her a debut in. It seems wide open. It seems there for the taking for any player to really go and make a move to go and win it. Of course, you want to get your freshmen going in the non-conference so they're ready come conference play, which will be a different matter altogether. Seton Hall in town on the 20th of September. Start off Big East play.
Just a little over 3 weeks, so time flies.
And the big one will be on the road, October the 22nd at Georgetown. That will be the toughest test in conference time for the Wildcats. But here they come again. Aronson with a nice move, tried to lay it off for Cotch and just wasn't quite on the same page as her.
Yeah, just a little bit of a miscommunication. Cotch thought it was going one way. Aronson went the other way with the pass.
Neal trying to cut it off, and she does. Olivia Neal back for Little. Neal again. Deflected away, and it will be a throw. Head referee was ready to make the substitution. Don't think George Mason wanted to quite yet.
Yeah.
Well, it's a Villanova throw, actually, so Mason will have to wait.
So they waved it off. Same thing here. Villanova wins another throw.
Crowd continues to file in here on this Thursday afternoon at Higgins. Little lays it back off for Neal, who had to hustle just to keep it alive. Now Kaluch.
Palmer
back for Palmer.
Yeah, she finds Dobbs, who's going to swing it.
Chukwu is the intended target there. Didn't get to her, but it will on the second time asking. Villanova starting to pin George Mason a little bit deeper again. That's a lovely little clipped ball that Patriots able to step up and win. Kaluch once again able to find it. Neal has plenty of space to operate in. She splits her defenders. Olivia Neal still on the run. Neal laying it off. An opportunity here. Kick save as Cotch is denied.
Wildcats' best opportunity there, but an outstanding save by Davey as Cotch is denied right in front of goal.
Oh, will that give the Patriots a little bit of life seeing their keeper come up with a big save? A free kick won in the attacking half. Here's the chance again from Neal and then Cotch.
Yeah, Neal did a great job. Cotch staying on side, able to get it over to her right foot, but just not able to find the corner.
So moments after the Villanova chance, here comes George Mason the other way. Ariana Blevin can't get there. And it will go out for a goal kick.
There's one more substitution for the Wildcats.
Here comes the Patriots substitution that they were waiting on.
Yeah.
Julia Bono is going to come on in.
Caroline Graham will come on. She'll replace Chukwu.
Chukwu looked dangerous down that left flank. Graham will get a run over the last 6.5 minutes of this first half and perhaps more. Dickinson boots it away. Patriot throw. And Aaron Brunner would probably be the happier of the two coaches just to get into halftime scoreless.
As far as I'm going to say, we had our opportunities. Didn't get enough on net, and the one we got on net, Davey had an answer for.
Reading that well was Pissarro to hold her ground. A pretty experienced back line between Madison Taylor, a junior, Zoe Vidara, redshirt senior, and Pissarro, a junior as well. For a Patriot defense that conceded the most goals in the Atlantic 10 last season, they'll have another year of experience altogether. Vidara in her 4th year with the Patriots after redshirting all the way back in 2021 at Ohio State. And now here comes Little with room to operate on the right side. She has Kluch off to her right. She goes towards the middle, though. Little will lay it off. Over the top of the ball goes Graham. And the shot won't be able to get away.
The referee waves it off the contact there, but not enough for a penalty.
No, that's Graham stepping on the ball, it looked like, more than anything else. Get one more look at it.
Yep, there's no contact there. Good no call by the officials.
Another dangerous looking move by Villanova. Neal winning the ball back again. Falls back for Cotch. Has the overlap off to the right. And Cotch will win another corner.
Inside the last 5 minutes here of the first half, Wildcats continue to press on, trying to get one before the half. And Gabby Cotch to take the corner.
They'll all kind of queue up towards that back post. Nobody really making that near post run as of yet for Villanova on this outswinger. Now the runs are made. It is floated back post. Heads go up. It will go over the end line, and it will be a goal kick. And so the Patriots can make another substitution. Libby Davy will be able to boot it away as the change is made for the Patriots. Looks like Ariana Reyes will be withdrawn for the final few moments of this first half. She looks dangerous, probably the most dangerous player going forward for the Patriots. Palmer will get back first. It's Rachel Eberly who comes in to replace Reyes. Eberly, the senior from Denver, Pennsylvania. Has played in every game, one start so far this year for Eberly. It's one back again, though, by Villanova, who's really dominated this game in the midfield. Neal is shouting for it. Ball's in her direction, but it's behind her.
Yes, a backtrack to get that.
Into a bit of space for Yousefi. Arevalo Delcid.
Swings it out wide, nobody there.
Only player there.
Gambardella.
Gambardella, yeah.
Let it roll over the touchline.
Taya Gambardella, freshman, former All-State selection in Connecticut. It has to be really rewarding for her to get as much trust as she has in just her first year on the main line. First year playing college soccer. Just get started in the opener, play 80 minutes for a career high last match. She has played every minute so far in this first half. That'll be a free kick just outside the box for George Mason. Challenge that kind of came out of nothing.
Yeah.
But it will result in a really dangerous opportunity, among the most dangerous of the day for the Patriots.
Opportunity here, just out, good 2 yards outside the box.
This is one that Eberly can claim to take. Trappick says, I might want a piece of this one as well.
Like Bliven up front, too. She's got some good size.
Eberly will let it run. Trappick floats it towards the 6-yard box, headed away only as far as the edge of the 18, and then Little sweeps it further clear. And the damage is cleared away. Patriots looking for a late goal here to totally change the feeling at halftime of this game. We'll go back for another Patriot throw for the moment.
1 minute remaining in the half.
Final minute now of this first half. Shots are 10-2 in favor of Villanova, but 2 each on goal, which really tells the story of this first half. Villanova's had a lot of chances. Patriots have had a few good chances. And here they come again looking for one more. It's George Mason. Be a throw in the last 40 seconds. Trappick will get the throw in quickly. And a late corner.
Gambardella gives up the corner.
Patriots know they have to hurry. The wind starts to pick up. Trappick will settle the ball. 20 seconds.
Yeah, helping George Mason this half.
It is floated right on the head of Dickinson, who is able to claim it.
A really nice play by Dickinson to go high up and grab that with 2 hands and come down with it.
5'11" Dickinson able to rise high and come up with the catch, and that will be that for the first half of play. Villanova with plenty of opportunities. The 2 times they were able to hit the target, Libby Davy made a couple of very nice saves, and the back line for the Cats held firm on the other side of things. So we hit the halftime break scoreless When we come back, we'll look at some stats and some highlights after that as well. Don't go anywhere. It's halftime between George Mason and Villanova. No score on the Villanova Sports Network.
Nation, get on your feet.
At Mainline Health, we make sure that heart care is heartfelt. From murmurs to heart valve disease, we listen, we treat, we innovate. It's where your health is held alongside your humanity, where cutting-edge clinical trials meet compassion, with expertise ranging from preventive to pioneering. Because human care listens to your heartbeat and who it beats for. So if the rhythm of life changes, turn to the place where world-class isn't just nearby. It's where human care has a home.
Right here is where you make things. But the most important things you make here are memories. At Freedom, we understand what every part of your home means to you. That's why we take such a personal approach to helping veterans. So while there are lots of workshops, this one's different because it's a workshop in the garage of a home that's all yours. The home that Freedom helped you get.
Okay, fam. Quick stop in Montgomery County, but we have to be at Grandma's by 5 p.m.
Do we have time to stop at the mall?
KOP!
Yes!
Do we have time to hit the slopes?
Skiing at Spring Mountain.
Do we have time for Santa? If we have time for wildlife at the zoo?
Do we have time for food?
I have a list of 1,800 restaurants.
Yum! Do we have time for an overnight?
I feel like we're forgetting something.
When you spend the holidays in Montgomery County, your other plans can wait.
Honey, call them again.
From a simple fall to game-changing moments. When life gets heavy and you are pushed to your limits, Rothman Orthopedics is here so you can enjoy what matters most. With expert doctors, cutting-edge technology, and personalized care for every patient, we help you find your rhythm again. Your mobility, our mission. Rothman Orthopedics.
Halftime here at Higgins Soccer Complex. No score between George Mason and Villanova as we look at some of the numbers that help tell the story of the first 45 minutes. The shots in total were 10-2 and 2 each on target. That really goes to show the amount of opportunities that Villanova had that they just couldn't quite capitalize on.
Yeah, and Mason's opportunities really came from those four corners they had and a couple of free kicks. So mostly set pieces for them, not much in the regular flow of play.
So George Mason will try to perhaps continue to get to that corner flag where they have had success and have created their most dangerous opportunities for a team that really struggled to get corners throughout all of last season. As we mentioned, bottom 20 in all of Division I in 2024 in corners taken. They've been able to step that up a little bit today, and that shows how much they've been getting towards the end line, especially along the wings. But still no goals yet. Hannah Dickinson and Libby Davey have made the saves when they have needed to. We'll look at some of those saves as well as some of the other big moments of the first half when we come back. Just getting going at halftime here on the Villanova Sports Network.
At Mainline Health, we make sure that heart care is heartfelt. From murmurs to heart valve disease, we listen, we treat, we innovate. It's where your health is held alongside your humanity, where cutting-edge clinical trials meet compassion, with expertise ranging from preventive to pioneering. Because human care listens to your heartbeat and who it beats for. So if the rhythm of life changes, turn to the place where world-class isn't just nearby. It's where human care has a home.
Right here is where you make things. But the most important things you make here are memories. At Freedom, we understand what every part of your home means to you. That's why we take such a personal approach to helping veterans. So while there are lots of workshops, this one's different because it's a workshop in the garage of a home that's all yours. The home that Freedom helped you get.
Okay, fam. Quick stop in Montgomery County, but we have to be at Grandma's by 5 p.m.
Do we have time to stop at the mall?
KOP!
Yes!
Do we have time to hit the slopes?
Skiing at Spring Mountain. Do we have time for Santa?
If we have time for wildlife at the zoo!
Do we have time for food?
I have a list of 1,800 restaurants.
Yum! Do we have time for an overnight?
I feel like we're forgetting something.
When you spend the holidays in Montgomery County, your other plans can wait.
Honey, call them again.
From a simple fall to game-changing moments. When life gets heavy and you are pushed to your limits, Rothman Orthopedics is here so you can enjoy what matters most. With expert doctors, cutting-edge technology, and personalized care for every patient, we help you find your rhythm again. Your mobility, our mission. Rothman Orthopedics.
Plenty of fans here at Higgins Soccer Complex to watch a game that is still looking for its first goal, but has had plenty of big moments to speak of in the first 45 minutes. Take a look at some of the big highlights from the opening half between the Wildcats and the Patriots, with plenty of families out in attendance today and plenty of youth players making the trip in. Great early opportunity for Isabel Chukwu along that back post, and Villanova kept knocking.
Yeah, Chukwu here just didn't get that around. And that was Cardo. That's what the Wildcats just didn't get enough on net, I felt. They didn't force Davy to make some more saves. She made two really good ones, but there's one of them. And then to see one later that she made on Cotch was probably her best of the half. Which is too many errant shots on goal.
Thought that Gabby Cotch was probably the best player on the field in the first 45 minutes. Here she is again, making things happen in the midfield, but again, just not quite enough on target for Villanova in the first 45 minutes. Here's another great opportunity for the Wildcats.
And Chukwu there going over the top.
As you mentioned in that last segment, a lot of the opportunities for George Mason came from the corner flag.
Yeah, the corner flag and set pieces were really the only offense that Mason was really able to muster. They weren't able to really build much through the back or midfield to get anything in the final third.
That was because of Cotch. And this
is the one on Cotch. This is this is the one that went wide.
Yeah, just a little bit wide as she cleverly shot back across her body. Ariana Reyes was the best player going forward for George Mason. That was her free kick with an opportunity to beat Dickinson, who got low to make the save. This was Neal to lay it off for Cotch, and the best save of the day for Davy.
He's got the right foot to it to keep it out of the net.
And then one more opportunity from the corner flag where Hannah Dickinson was able to collect. She's very good not only at the shot-stopping aspect of the keeper position, but also that aspect as well of claiming the crosses as her own. So we'll see what either goalkeeper is able to do in the second 45 and what the attacks will have in response, as we will step aside once again here at Higgins Soccer Complex. No score, George Mason and Villanova.
At Mainline Health, we make sure that heart care is heartfelt. From murmurs to heart valve disease, we listen, we treat, we innovate. It's where your health is held alongside your humanity, where cutting-edge clinical trials meet compassion, with expertise ranging from preventive to pioneering. Because human care listens to your heartbeat and who it beats for. So if the rhythm of life changes, turn to the place where world-class isn't just nearby. It's where human care has a home.
Right here is where you make things. But the most important things you make here are memories. At Freedom, we understand what every part of your home means to you. That's why we take such a personal approach to helping veterans. So while there are lots of workshops, this one's different because it's a workshop in the garage of a home that's all yours. The home that freedom helped you get.
Okay, fam. Quick stop in Montgomery County, but we have to be at Grandma's by 5 p.m.
Do we have time to stop at the mall?
KOP!
Yes!
Do we have time to hit the slopes?
Skiing at Spring Mountain. Do we have time for Santa?
If we have time for wildlife at the zoo!
Do we have time for food?
I have a list of 1,800 restaurants.
Yum! Do we have time for an overnight?
I feel like we're forgetting something.
When you spend the holidays in Montgomery County, your other plans can wait.
Honey, call them again.
From a simple fall to game-changing moments. When life gets heavy and you are pushed to your limits, Rothman Orthopedics is here so you can enjoy what matters most. With expert doctors, cutting-edge technology, and personalized care for every patient, we help you find your rhythm again. Your mobility, our mission. Rothman Orthopedics.
Doesn't that cloud look like a giraffe?
Yeah. And that one looks like a weird bird.
A puffin, like our insurance mascot.
Speaking of the policy puffin, any update on our insurance claim?
No, not yet.
Some insurance companies are known for their mascots. At NJM, we're known for putting our policyholders first.
Want to put the tarp back up there?
I'll go get the ladder.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
Doesn't that cloud look like a giraffe?
Yeah. And that one looks like a weird bird.
A puffin, like our insurance mascot.
Speaking of the policy puffin, any update on our insurance claim?
No, not yet.
Some insurance companies are known for their mascots. At NJM, we're known for putting our policyholders first.
Want to put the tarp back up there?
I'll go get the ladder.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
Back here in a scoreless tie at halftime, George Mason and Villanova. Matchup between the Atlantic 10 and the Big East here at halftime. Not the only action across the conference of the Big East here today at Marquette, Minnesota. Our final high-scoring affair there as the Gophers pick up a 4-3 win. Creighton, Western Michigan just started the second half in Kazoo. Still no score there. Illinois, good test for DePaul. UConn with another good test as well later on tonight against Brown. And not on that list, not playing today, is Georgetown, the preseason favorites who are now into the top 25 for the first time. A win or in the midweek against Virginia Tech to get them into the top 25. They've got a matchup with another top 25 team in UVA later on this week. So good sign for the conference to get their leading team in the top 20.
That was my initial thought. You want to try to get teams ranked, and Georgetown leading the way right now for the Big East, and they get ranked. And you mentioned the top 25 matchup. Chance to move up in those rankings. They can beat UVA.
It's not the kind of game that Marquette and Minnesota had in store in Minneapolis earlier on today in that high-scoring affair. This one is still scoreless. If you're looking for Villanova to break the deadlock, who's one player who you're looking at to make the difference?
Well, I think it's going to be Curtin or Cotch, if I had to guess. I think they're their strikers. They're probably going to split this half again like they did last half. And Curtin, with that against Columbia, had that nice run. They haven't really tried to look for anything through the middle. Everything's kind of been on the wing. So we'll see if they can get something, maybe a through ball through the middle to Curtin running onto one or Cotch in the box.
And then on the other side of things, you're looking at George Mason. Ariana Reyes had a couple of opportunities, but most of their chances came from set pieces. The midfield, really, Villanova had the dominance. Yes. And there you look at the main stats from the first half as well. Players like Cotch and Little and Cardo in the midfield. Yep. If you're George Mason, is it a tactical switch? Is it a personnel switch? How do you get the midfield right?
Yeah, I think it might have to be personnel because the group they had out there just wasn't quick enough to get to those 50-50 balls that Cotch was getting or Cardo was getting, creating opportunities. So it might be a switch there, or it could be an alignment situation, but I think I would try some different personnel.
You saw Julia Bono come on into the game towards the tail end of the first half. She made an impact. We'll see if she is starting the second 45 as both teams go back into their huddles. For George Mason, up next, they'll be hanging around the Philadelphia area. The Penn Quakers are on the docket on the 31st of August. That is this upcoming Sunday. So an opportunity for the long Labor Day weekend up here in Philadelphia. On the other side of things for Villanova, they will hit the road to take on Bucknell on Sunday, and they won't be back here until a week from Sunday when they take on Lehigh. Only one more home game for the Wildcats before conference play starts. They will have some good tests, including a game in which they won't have to travel too far as they will play Penn as well. But these home non-conference games already winding down pretty far before the Seton Hall Pirates come to town pretty soon. So Aaron Brunner back on the bench for George Mason, see what kind of tactical adjustments he was able to make.
I see Hannah Curtin back out there. We talked about her and Cotch probably splitting the game, but Alex Little is staying out there, so she'll start the second half.
That tremendous.
Yeah, but Avery Nelson's out there as well, so a little bit of a switch.
A tremendous Florida State team that Aaron Brunner was on the staff for, included Jordan Dudley, who has been one of the stars for the USA U20s.
Yeah, so Nelson will switch over to the right wing.
Knows what it takes to build up a winning program, does Aaron Brunner.
Excuse me, the left wing.
Yeah, and we'll see what kind of adjustments he makes for the second half for George Mason. So we are underway for the second 45, just waiting on the whistle from our head referee, Robert White. Our assistant, Zachary Rubinich and Andrew LaPlante, are good to go, and we're underway. Second 45 of a scoreless game between George Mason and Villanova here at Higgins Soccer Complex. Appreciate you joining us. It's Villanova who is now moving from right to left, and the Patriots at George Mason, and they're gold with the green accents from left to right across your screen.
And the Cats would love to get one early here. They feel like they probably should be ahead in this game, and they're not.
Yeah, first 10 or 15 minutes of this.
Yeah, they'll take one whenever they can get one, but you don't want to start pressing late, and then maybe you give up something, you lose your shape, and then because you're pressing to try to get a goal.
First 10 or 15 minutes of this second half going to be absolutely critical for either team, but you do get the feeling that it's the Patriots who will be more and more confident the longer this one stays scoreless. Yousefi, who did not start the first half, does start the second. She came on in about midway through the first 45, played 16 minutes, in fact, and stays out there. Screaming for it along that right side is Trappick. She does get it. Overlapping run came, but she made a move around her first defender anyway. Now here Shinneman gets taken to ground. Referee says play on.
Yeah, Palmer got the ball first. There was some contact after that.
All smiles for Aaliyah Shinneman, thankfully.
Yeah, Shinneman went down, but you'll see here she gets the ball, but also some contact.
That second leg, that left leg, looked like she might have caught her after the play, but referee allows play to continue. It'll be another Patriot throw. Longer throw goes into the box, takes a high bounce. That might have gone last off of Dopsch, and it did, and it'll be a corner.
So Mason comes out early here in the second half. This is as good a buildup as they've had in the whole first half here in the first 2 minutes of the second half.
Saw George Mason come out of that first half hydration break pretty well as well. Right after the stoppage, they've been up for it. This will be another out swinger. That's 6 in the box. Dickinson calls for it and makes the catch.
Yeah, hear her yell keeper. She said she had a good beat on that one.
Third or fourth time today that Dickinson has stopped a George Mason attack right in its tracks by going out and getting it herself. Keepers will tell you the best form of shot stopping is shot prevention. That's why that part of the game is so critical for that position.
And we saw that in the men's game today. It wasn't even a shot that they scored on. It was a pass back to the keeper for Iona that went through his legs for a goal for Villanova.
Nearly a mistake in the back that is being handled by Madison Taylor. She was able to get wide enough.
Yeah, Nelson just couldn't get turned.
Now Neal will clip it too far deep. That's good recovery from Madison Taylor. She didn't panic after making the initial mistake. And even though she did give up possession, she forced Villanova wide enough where it wasn't really a dangerous threat. Couldn't quite link up with Shinneman, and will go out for a Villanova throw. They take it quickly.
And Gambardelli goes down the sideline.
Curtin is back in. They're playing the first half hour of the contest. Curtin will go for goal, and Davies able to make a relatively comfortable catch. Not a bad look, though, for Hannah Curtin. Attackers, whenever they get that little half yard of space, will always have the invitation to go and shoot. Putting it on target's never a bad idea.
No.
You can get a rebound, you can get a bounce.
Anything, yeah, something Slips through the hands. You never know. That's my thing. That would be my biggest disappointment with Villanova in the first half. Just too many opportunities and not on net. Davey made a couple of great saves, but there was also plenty of opportunities that they could have forced her to make saves that they didn't.
A couple of chances perhaps for Villanova where they tried to be too precise and pick out a corner rather than just hitting the target and making the keeper make the save. Here's Neal. Further along to the right. Sized up towards the back post. Might have gotten a touch on it, Davey.
We'll see here. They'll call it goal kick, so they'll say she didn't.
Body language of Nelson certainly made it look like she did. But the referee saw it another way.
And Villanova's gone wide most of the game. They had some success, especially in the goal against Columbia, playing through the middle a little bit more. So credit George Mason for kind of shutting that down.
Anachoni read the play well, but couldn't get there in time. Shinneman will make the run. She's got two more players in front of her. Able to find one in Yousefi. Again down the left side. Yousefi will wait for some options. Cutting towards the end line it goes. And that will be a Patriot corner. Again, better play by George Mason.
Good marking by Palmer. Gave up the corner, but just wouldn't let Yousefi get around her. A nice job there by Palmer. Wildcats have to defend another corner.
It'll be Trappick again, who has sent in all of these corners. Now 6 of them on the day for the Patriots. Already have nearly a third of their entire corner kick total from last year in just the first 4 games this year. This one's towards the back post, and again, Dickinson's there. You'd imagine that at some point, Patriots are going to try to give a different look on these corners because they've all been too close to Hannah Dickinson. Now here is Hannah Curtin down the right side.
Good first touch. She's got.
That's Nelson
Curtin
towards the back post.
Yeah, excuse me, Nelson, yes. Curtin with the. See if Little can get on the end of this. That might be a corner there.
It will. Referee on the far side, rather, the assistant referee saw that little touch that deflected off of the George Mason defender. I think that was Franjiketch. It was. You can see the spin change just a bit.
So Colucci will have an opportunity here to try to get something. There goes short.
To Neal. Neal with the improved angle. Cross was deflected. It's still not cleared, and now it is.
Nelson kind of with a miss hit.
Gambardella will send it right back in, and Davey kind of pulled her hands away at the last moment to make sure she didn't get another touch on it as it went out of play. So we play on here, 7 minutes gone by in the second half. Still looking for the game's first goal.
The Wildcats with 12 shots. There you see the graphic, a season high, but only 3 on goal.
Patriots lead this all-time series 12-4-1. Is the Patriots' mark. But Villanova won the last meeting, 2023, a matchup in Fairfax. Patriots couldn't home field advantage. Villanova trying to do so here. That's another dangerous pass.
It's a giveaway.
Nelson's going to get on the end of it. Nelson was off the outside of her boot in the end. Was tailing away from goal.
Yeah, ball well wide, never challenged net.
But again, the high press of Villanova forcing some issues. As the Patriots continue to be clear that they want to play out of the back. Again, one back by the Wildcats. And it goes all the way back. That's got some pace on it from Dickinson.
Dickinson had a little tough time handling that. She'll have to kick it over the touchline.
It will be a throw for George Mason. Get the sense that this game might only have the 1 goal in it, even though the Wildcats have had more of the chances, or perhaps better of the chances.
Yeah, you'd like to see maybe someone get a goal to kind of see if the game does open up a little bit.
As soon as one team scores, the other is going to have to start to take more risks. That could open up the floodgates a bit. That's a lovely little move by Curtin to skip around one defender. The idea was right to open up the space. Didn't get all the way there, though.
Neal finds, she finds Little.
There is Alex Little, the junior from California, playing it further up ahead for Cardo, who can't get there in time. So again, we'll recycle with the George Mason goal kick. Good run from Cardo, though. A clever idea for a player who has already gotten 2 goal contributions. It's Villanova team who has only scored 2 goals this year, and Cardo's been involved in both of them.
Yeah, she had the PK and then the assist on the curtain goal.
Here is Palmer again. Palmer with her left foot towards the penalty spot. Gambardella will whip it right back in towards the back post. Important header away by Madison Taylor.
Good job by Little to track that down. Showing great pace out on the wing. Keep possession.
Cotch was fouled. So free kick here for Villanova, 10 minutes into the second half.
They'll have an opportunity to get something into the box here from that spot on the pitch. This is a late challenge here, a little push in the back. And yeah, there's a late challenge. Probably didn't need it there. She's going away from goal. But now an opportunity here probably for Cotch to see if she can get something into the box. It's not going to be Cotch. It might be Palmer or Dopsch.
It will be Dopsch who will stand over this. Gambardella is the short option if they want the improved angle. Into the box it goes from Dopsch, back post, and Curtin was a step late to react.
Just Villanova just not technical enough in some of these opportunities. Just a little too much pace on that free kick. Really giving no one an opportunity to get on the end of it. And really didn't force Mason to have to defend it.
Yeah, Villanova has let George Mason off the hook too many times today without forcing them into making the play, as we said. If you get, all these shots and they happen to be on target and Davy just makes the saves, that's one thing.
Yeah, you just tip your hat to the goaltender. She was that good that day.
Cotch trying to force another save out of Davy. Instead, the cross is deflected and it's headed outside the 18. And then George Mason just outnumbering Villanova in the attacking third.
Little had to take on 2 defenders there and unable to do it.
Good step up, though, by Gambardella, and she lost her first defender. Gambardella right back into the box, and again, there's 5 goal jerseys there to maybe just the 1 for Villanova. And it'll wind up back in the hands of Davy.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Villanova starts pushing some more players up. Still plenty of time left here in this game, but it's just that it's the psyche that wears on you. You feel like you should be ahead. You had so many opportunities and you're not there. And sometimes that forces you to lose your shape and you start chasing the ball a little bit. It can be difficult to stay disciplined.
Gambardella was caught in between going, or rather, Nelson was caught in between going for the steal and marking her player. So we'll keep with the Patriots. Again, that high press will force George Mason further and further back. Trying to force an error that could lead to the opening goal of this game. As we said, we do anticipate would open things up a bit. And Paniccioni went through the back of her attacker, and it will be a free kick for the Patriots. 2 scoreless draws for Villanova last season. They both came in conference play against UConn here at home and in South Orange, New Jersey at Seton Hall. Good 1-2 along the right side to open things up for Trappick. Curtin got on the end of the clearance, though. Now Cardo trying to lead the counterattack for Villanova.
Good play by Niels. A lot of space out there. Now it's good job, the recovery by George Mason.
Stepping up well to make sure nothing more came of that was Vidara. Clipped along, that's a difficult ask for Curtin to get on the end of. And she won't be able to. Three saves for Libby Davy so far. Already tying her season high, and you get the feeling Mason's going to get a result out of this. She's going to have to get one or two more. Cardo takes a hard tumble here. Could see a card here.
You would think so, because if she comes down with that clean, there's an opportunity for sure. The referee will give the yellow.
It's Julia Buono. Get one more
And
look
a good
at the
old,
contact.
this will be an ice hockey hip check, they'd call this, in ice hockey.
Pretty much everyone involved in the play knew it immediately. So Buono into the book, the freshman, for the first time this year. It's an interesting kind of angle, very directly central for Villanova to get a clearance, but to get across rather, but too far for a shot.
Yeah, I was going to say too far out to try to go for goal.
They're looking perhaps for a diagonal run from either channel towards the
Maybe
center.
You just try to chip something in just in between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box. Hopefully you catch the keeper being a little bit indecisive and you can get on the end of one.
Cardo and Cotch both could claim this. It will be Cardo. Cardo is going to go for goal. It took a bounce in front of Davy, and she makes a comfortable save.
Probably just a low percentage play from that distance. You have to hope for a rebound, maybe something along those lines.
So there is a new season high and a new George Mason high in saves for Libby Davy. Fourth one was pretty pedestrian, all things considered, for some of other Davies saves today. Clipped ahead by Shinneman. Will wind back up for Nelson for Villanova.
Cotch, I thought she had room to cross field there, but
Be a cat throw.
yeah, she had Cardo, I thought, in the middle of our first sub, and it's going to be Morgan Cotch is going to come on, and she'll replace Hannah Curtin.
Cotch looked dangerous.
Yeah, she's probably had the best scoring opportunity of the game, and that was the best save of the day by Davy on her in the first half.
Got 18 minutes in the first half. Expect her to play the last half hour of this one, and she'll immediately get on the end of it. Morgan Cotch will size up a shot. It got blocked immediately. Cotch fighting for the second ball. Back for Gambardella. Past one defender, but not the second. And that is going to stay in play, at least initially, and then a foul and potentially a card coming here to Kate Dobsch, and it will be. Kate Dobsch just going in a little too hard and doesn't really have any chance to play the ball there.
No, and she knew it. She tried to walk away and hopefully escape the card, but the official said no. The referee's going to write her in the book.
It's frustrating for Dobsch because thinking back, that's probably her first or second challenge.
Yep.
But it certainly looked worthy of a yellow card. So George Mason can clear their lines again as we restart. Be another Patriot throw further down the field.
Sun, you see, peeking through out here today. It's been an overcast day. Great weather for soccer, but now the sun peeking through here as we approach the 5:30 hour on the East Coast.
There'll be some shadows to work with for George Mason's attacking right side and the defending left of Villanova. Two more changes for the Patriots, as you said. Looks like Casey Maeda is coming back into the contest. Brian Brunner side trying to identify. Oh, that's Ariana Reyes, who is also coming in. It's Reyes and Maeda in, Buono and Yusefi out. Certainly can't risk Buono picking up a second yellow card.
Yeah.
That would certainly change the complexion of this game. And Reyes, we talked about, very dangerous in the first half as well. Nodded ahead by Little. Back to Cotch, back to Little again. As the run being made by Nelson, it's just out of her reach. It's a clever idea.
Yep. A good run by Nelson, not the best finish, but a really good idea, as Ben mentioned. She's able to get on it, just not able to get enough on it.
So Again, Villanova will put 3 or 4 players along that George Mason back line to try to force a mistake.
Dobbs has to be careful there.
She does. You can see her kind of withdraw from the challenge a little bit. You'd rather have that pass be made than another card. You wonder if Samara Zem notices that and might think about finding a replacement for her, even though she's been very good today. You just certainly can't risk in a game like this going down a player, especially with how much time is still left. It would be even more space than this space is here for Reyes along the right. She was looking for Maeda. Didn't find her, but Trapic is able to pick it back up. Along the left side it goes, cut towards the back post.
Flag is up, so it'll be offside.
Yeah. Good catch there, Steve. Just straying a little bit too far beyond Washineman.
We can take a look at it there. It's just a half step ahead of Neal, I believe.
A good sign for George Mason to be committing as many numbers forward as they have been. The clock continues to tick now into minute number 64.
As we've said all along, the first goal will be huge. Now, as you get later in the game, it's even more important if you can get one.
Booted down the field, and this will be a Villanova throw. And the longer this goes scoreless, the more important that first goal will be, if it is to come. Little will settle things back down.
Yeah, first touch, not what she wanted.
Cardo got a better first touch and won a free kick.
And she wins a foul here. You talk about, there's a nice angle to kind of get the ball in the box here. Wildcats have not done a good job with this today either in terms of placement on their set pieces here. And hopefully Cardo can get something into the box here that Cotch can use her ability to get on the end of.
Cotch stands at just 5'6", but very physical, dangerous player in these kinds of set piece situations.
And they'll bring Dobson, I'm sure Palmer up as well, try to win something in the air if they can. Not Palmer not up this time.
Palmer, one of the last players back, in fact. Try to stop a potential George Mason counter. Cardo will clip it into a dangerous area. There's Cotch with the header, just goes wide.
That's a really good ball from Cardo there, right in where you want to put that, in between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box, and Cotch is able to get a head on it. And it's just got some, she's just nice and soft, gets some elevation on it. Cotch is able to run on the end of it, just flicks it wide.
Again, encouraging signs for Villanova. This time off of the set piece. Most of their chances have been in the run of play. Kaluch with another nice ball to find Cardo. Sent into the middle, was deflected away. Now Reyes can turn. She's got options off to her right in Maeda, but couldn't quite find her.
Yeah, not a good ball there from Reyes, as that one's well behind Maeda.
Kaluch might have handled that. Referee allows play to continue. And winning it right back is Cotch. She finds Kaluch. Head is up, and that was the right ball, but the wrong amount of weight on it.
Okay, it's just not quickly transitioning enough from defense to offense there. I thought they might get some tired legs here in the 66th minute.
It was a warm but not hot day here at Higgins Soccer Complex. Palmer has plenty of space in front of her. She skips past Reyes and
go.
3 defenders. Meredith Palmer will take this herself and fizzes it over the bar. Unsatisfactory conclusion to a really good run.
They'll take a hydration break here in the 66th minute.
So we will briefly step aside as well as these two teams regroup after Meredith Palmer, the latest to make a marauding run forward, but couldn't quite hit the target. We are still scoreless between the Patriots and the Wildcats here on the Villanova Sports Network.
Doesn't that cloud look like a giraffe?
Yeah. And that one looks like a weird bird.
A puffin, like our insurance mascot.
Speaking of the policy puffin, any update on our insurance claim?
No, not yet.
Some insurance companies are known for their mascots. At NJM, we're known for putting our policyholders first.
Want to put the tarp back up there?
I'll go get the ladder.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
Doesn't that cloud look like a giraffe?
Yeah. And that one looks like a weird bird.
A puffin, like our insurance mascot.
Speaking of the policy puffin, any update on our insurance claim?
No, not yet.
Some insurance companies are known for their mascots. At NJM, we're known for putting our policyholders first.
Want to put the tarp back up there?
I'll go get the ladder.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
65-52 is on the clock here at Higgins Soccer Complex, and the numbers right below that underneath the names Villanova and George Mason are still both at 0. No score here late on in this one. Alongside Steve Pannone, Ben Curtis, glad to be with you for a full day of Villanova soccer. You saw Iona play Villanova to a 1-1 draw on the men's side of things, and now the Villanova women in another tie game. This one scoreless against George Mason. Very busy fall season around the main line as the entirety of the fall sports is pretty much well and truly underway. It's not the busiest of weekends this weekend here at home, but pretty soon volleyball will be at home, football, soccer. It'll be a very busy time very, very soon.
Field hockey as well.
Yeah. In fact, next weekend, the weekend of the 5th, 6th, and 7th, you got volleyball, football, and women's soccer all here at home. So make sure you're locked into the Villanova Sports Network. Gonna be a busy, busy fall. Field hockey's gonna get started up soon enough, and they got a fun game in a couple of weeks. On the 21st, Northwestern's gonna be in town.
I saw that.
That's gonna be an interesting, interesting battle. As here comes Cotch, an opportunity, and she scores! Morgan Cotch off the bench on the score sheet, and Villanova strikes first. It's 1-0.
And I think that cross from Alex Little, let's give her credit for that. She was right at the byline. She's able to keep it in, and Cotch runs onto one and knocks it home to give the Wildcats a 1-0 lead.
Her first goal of the season, and after she started off 2024 so strong, another early goal here in the 2025 fall season.
Yeah, it's Little there. You see her making a run with it. It keeps her head up, finds Cotch just behind the defender. Cotch running onto that and buries it in the back of the net.
It was a great move by Little, but Cotch still had a lot to do on the finish. And a cool, calm, collected take by the sophomore Morgan Cotch.
She just gives the thumbs up sign to someone in the crowd. Hope probably family and friends here for the New Jersey product. Got to feel good. It's been a while for her since she's gotten one, and she's a very talented offensive player.
But now here comes a chance for an immediate response for George Mason. Maeda will send it right back into the box. Patriots far from done, but now as we were talking about earlier on, this is going to have to open things up. Patriots won't have much of a choice if this game keeps going.
And let's see, still plenty of time left. Samara Zem goes, she's interested in maybe subbing, trying to get a little bit more defense out there, but still plenty of time left. They'd love to get a second one. And here's Little again.
He was able to keep that one from going over either the side or the end line. She chips it towards Davy, and Davy got there before Chukwu could.
Chukwu right on the step of the keeper.
How do the Patriots respond to conceding the goal? That's the big question.
Yeah, Wildcats, look, that gave them a little extra pep in their step here. They're all over the Patriots here.
The high press
be a giveaway there.
Turned into 5 or 6 players instead of the 3 or 4 that Villanova had earlier on, and now here's Kaluch again.
Villanova certainly deserved one. They had so much the better of the play and the opportunities. They finally get one.
The shots are 17-2 in favor of Villanova, 5-2 in terms of the shots on goal. And now here comes Gambardella around one defender. Gambardella onto her left foot, finds Cotch looking for her second. The shot was deflected and took the sting out of it.
So the Wildcats will get a corner here. So really a nice push here since that first goal. Cotch feeling it there, trying to get another one. Gets it deflected over the byline.
Great move by Gambardella, though, to set things up.
See Cotch, she's always thinking, get something on goal. Good deflection away. Now, let's see if Kaluch can get something in the 6-yard area.
It's floated near post, and it might fall for Chukwu. It did, but she didn't get anything on it.
Just couldn't get enough on the left foot on it.
As shot number 19 of the day for Villanova. It has been an onslaught, and they have just the one goal to show for it, but at the moment, that is enough.
And it was certainly a well both conceived in a very pretty goal.
24 shots in total for the first, not on target, by the way, just shot attempts, we should say, through the first 3 games, and they're nearly at there already today. Season high last year was 20. They're only 1 off that with still over 20 minutes left, and we'll have to stop the clock. There's a player down for George Mason.
It's like someone cramping up.
So that will allow both teams to head back to their respective corners and talk things over. It's the first stoppage, really, to be able to reset since the goal.
Yeah, it looked like Sheneman was down. We'll get another look at the goal here, I believe. Just watch Cotch time this. Just really good. Really nice by the above the defender and then just right foot right into the corner. Head down. Good, really nice finish by Cotch. And a bunch of happy Wildcats run her down. They've worked very hard to get that goal today, and they finally got one.
They've got the deserved lead that they've been working for. But still a lot of work to do to see things out.
They were in this same position against Michigan where they went up in the 70th minute and were unable to hold on. Let's see if they've, Coach Zem's talked about finishing, and here's an opportunity for them to do this. They were able to do it against Columbia on Sunday. Can they do it again here on Thursday?
George Mason right now trying to figure out how to break this high Villanova press.
And I like the idea of Villanova staying on that front foot, keeping that press up. Keep your back four contained, keep your shape, and then try to keep them, try to force a turnover. See if you can get a counter.
Villanova wanting to keep everything in front of them at the moment, especially when they've got the ball in their back four. No mistakes to allow a free runner the other way.
Oh, there's a foul there, I would think. Yep, and it's going to be called. It's made it just threw Miss Paniccioni to the ground.
Ella Paniccioni, transfer from Santa Clara, was part of that 2021 side that went to the national semifinal. One of the best years in Santa Clara program history. Those programs that everyone kind of around the sport knows is always a threat, even if it isn't the biggest name across all sports.
Wildcats win another corner here.
Handful of those across different sports where in one specific sport, you know they're always going to be really, really dangerous. Santa Clara is that again for women's soccer.
Yeah, I think of like Hopkins and lacrosse.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Teams like Dallas Baptist in baseball.
Yeah. Well, Hopkins
Cotch.
is Division III in all their other sports, so you're not going to hear about them at the highest level.
They are one of the best D3 programs in the country, though, down in Baltimore. Here's Cotch with another corner. Going near post again, and it was fall right for Cardo, and it had to be punched over the top by Davey. Looked like an innocuous enough shot off the head of Cardo, but Davey still had a lot of scrambling back to do.
We'll take another look here. This is a really good corner.
It was placed right on top of Davey's head, and she had to just knock it over the bar.
So now they'll take it from the other corner. See if Cotch can find a similar placement for it. Wildcats sits at the spot, and they'll run their weave off of that. That one a little too close to the keeper, and an easy grab for Davey.
And now the Patriots will look to run the other way, and they can hit on the counter. Here's Vanessa Sarf, who's into the game down the right side. Sarf doesn't have the numbers. She'll knock it off of Paniccioni.
Yeah, Paniccioni did a good job marking there. Just kept her out wide. Didn't let her get beat with pace.
Sarf out of Manalapan, New Jersey, redshirt freshman. That's a hard challenge put in.
You talk about Cotch's physicality there. She used her body well, just shielded off the defender until the shove came in the back and went down to win the free kick.
That's Trappick who committed the foul. And the hold-up play going to be critical here in the last 20 minutes. Villanova going to try to keep, as we said, everything in front of them, not commit too many risks. They see out this victory for their second consecutive win.
Cotch unable to come up with it, so Mason does have some numbers here, but by Villanova getting back, Neal does a good job. Paniccioni unable to control it, though.
We'll go once again into the back line of George Mason. Just looking to avoid their third consecutive losses. Once again, Cotch putting the pressure on. Villanova trying to win back-to-back matches for the first time since the end of August of last year. They won 3 in a row against Temple, Penn, and Jacksonville. Another good takeaway. Cardo trying to lay it off for Cotch again. Cotch couldn't quite get there, and it was behind Chukwu.
Chukwu's going to run it down, though. See if she can win one here.
Goes between the legs of her defender, who was able to recover well and just knock it out of play. Or nearly out of play. Instead, it's kept alive and a free kick for Villanova.
It's going to be a foul on Mason. Like George Mason's going to make a couple substitutions. I see someone up talking to Coach Zem as well, so it looks like Villanova may make one as well shortly.
What adjustments can be made to tinker with this game as it gets to the later stages? Cardo's delivery is towards the back post, flicked on a little bit further, and Nelson wasn't making the run.
Just a little bit too much on that free kick from Cardo. And here they come.
There'll be 2 George Mason substitutions as Yousefi will come back on to replace Shinneman. And Ariana Blevin.
I think it's going to be Hannah Curtin. Yeah, it's going to be Hannah Curtin coming on.
She'll be the Villanova
and
replacement.
Chukwu's going to go off. So Chukwu goes off. So Curtin will play a little bit out wide. She played more in the central striker position. They'll keep Cotch in that role. So Villanova with probably their 2 best forwards out there in terms of scoring ability.
So again,
Curtin and Cotch.
Again, the subs: Curtin for Chukwu for Villanova, and Blevin and Yousefi for Sarf and Shinneman for George Mason. Gambardella's going to get there first. Gambardella in towards the center. Curtin will turn. Curtin will shoot, and she just scuffed the shot.
Yeah, unable to get enough power on that to give Davy any trouble.
Again, Gambardella down that left flank, causing some troubles.
Really nice turn here, though. She gets it turned and gets it on net, but just not any power behind it. Here's a steal.
Cotch will have another go and fires it up and over. Again, that high press, though, causing some issues.
Yeah. It's going to be tough for George Mason to score if they can't get the ball out of their own half of the field. That's why Villanova's, sometimes your best defense is a good offense.
The Patriots haven't really been able to get anything towards Hannah Dickinson here in the second half. No saves yet for the Wildcat keeper to make in the second 45. 7 saves now for Libby Davy. She's made 5 second-half saves.
Yeah, the Wildcats with 21 shots, 6 of them on goal.
There is Dickinson, who has largely been a spectator here in the second half, which she won't mind one bit if her team is scoring on the other end. Get the feeling that she's going to be called into action for one big save here in the second half.
You would think so. At some point,
Mason going to have to make a push. Libby Davy has answered the call. If not for the play of Davy, this could be pretty out of hand at the moment. 7 saves, a big number for her. Career high is 10 that she had for the University of Pacific against St. Mary's in her freshman season 2 years ago. The 7 is tied for the most she's had since then. Yousefi. They're back to goal. Tries the back heel, and Villanova was able to read it well. And that insult to injury, she got right in the front of it.
Good job by Nelson coming back from her wing position to defend. Everyone's defending here in the last 14 minutes.
The shots are 22-2 in favor of Villanova. But it is still a razor-thin 1-0 lead right now for the Wildcats. That's the danger of just the 1-0 lead. You can have that huge advantage in the shots department, but all it takes is one moment to undo it. It's tied for the most shots that Villanova's had since August the 25th of 2022, when they had 22 shots against Ryder and still lost 1-0.
That had to be a frustrating afternoon. All those opportunities.
22 shots, 7 on target, none in the back of the net as Ryder.
It's going to be offsides.
Will be offside.
Flag is up.
Ryder only had 7 shots that whole game, by the way.
Maida just never got herself in an onside position after the throw-in.
So Villanova will be more than happy just to let more and more time tick on down. Meredith Palmer will be the one to boot this away. Curtin will knock it ahead, and it's only as far as the back line, and that's a clever play by Pissarro, and she had to be composed because there was nobody behind her if she loses that.
Yeah, if Cotch is able to intercept that, she's one-on-one with the keeper.
Pissarro able to hold firm, and now the Patriots in the attacking third. Towards the back post it goes. Knocked down, but going the wrong direction. Now Cardo's able to pick it back up.
See if the Wildcats can get a counterattack here.
It is 4 versus 5, but space along the right side for Nelson to operate in. Now here comes the support for Villanova. Nelson to the end line for Cotch, who's able to knock it down. Cotch through 2 defenders, still Cotch, and it's a corner.
Yeah, nice job by Morgan Cotch there, controlling the ball. 2 volleys to herself, and then tried to turn on it and knocked it off a defender to win a corner.
And again, all these dead balls will be at a walking pace for Villanova to try to see this game out. It's the Patriots of George Mason who have to go and chase the game.
Looks like Alex Little may check back in. With just about 10 minutes to go.
Kaluch's corners to the back post, and Davey will collect it. Into the final 10 now officially. Patriots trying to find an equalizer to the 67th minute goal that was scored by Morgan Cotch. Almost immediately off of the hydration break.
Oh, tough one on Neal. Neal thought she played through the ball, and the referee said no, she didn't.
Quick restart by the Patriots. Room along the right, but not enough to find Blevin. Clipped further up ahead. Yusefi couldn't get there. Clearance, though, was sliced by Palmer. 23 shots already now for Villanova. Nobody in the Big East has had more than 24 this year. So Villanova knocking on the door of approaching the conference season high already. See how many more opportunities they get towards the opposition net. Is George Mason going to have to commit just about all the numbers that they can forward. There will be room on these kinds of counters, though. Everything developed a little bit too in slow motion for Villanova there. Will be a throw in, though, and they will make a substitution because they have the lead with these late substitutions. The clock's going to stop.
They're going to take off the goal scorer, Morgan Cotch, and also goal scorer from last game, Hannah Curtin. So a little bit more versatility up front. Those are your 2 real strikers right there. So the last 9 minutes or so, as far as them going with a little bit more well-rounded defensive forwards.
And those 2 will get a hero's welcome over on the bench. As the goal scorer, Cotch, is replaced, and her goal, the difference right now as it stands.
And also just two fresh set of legs out there as well. Easy for me to say. As you need to chase down anything in these last 9 minutes or so.
Laid off again. Clipped further forward for Little to run onto, and Davey got there first. Shinneman comes back on as well for George Mason to replace Yusefi. That was the Patriots sub. Go along with the Villanova changes.
Wildcats back up a little bit here in this press. They're going to let it bring it out past the 18-yard box. You see Little still up front.
Good step up, though, to make sure it didn't get past Paniccioni.
See if Nelson can get in play here. Is that going to...
Nelson's going to knock it down. Nelson to the end line, let it run out of play.
Good decision by Nelson to win a corner.
That's very smart.
He probably could have kept it, but didn't have much of an angle or much to do with it. Let it roll out. Let the clock continue to run as you set up your corner. Good, smart play by the freshman, Nelson.
Yeah, you mentioned it, the presence of mind for a young player trying to go for goal. Having
just her quickness there, she comes up on it here. Now, she probably could get a touch on him. She smartly lets it go out.
So Cotch will have the corner. Puts it right on the 6-yard box. Nelson went up. Should be another.
It should be another corner, and it will be.
And it's on the other side, too.
Yeah, this will be eating valuable time.
Cotch will take the long jog all the way across the field to set up the corner on the near side now. We are now under 7 minutes left to play. Cotch's in-swinger this time is towards the back post. It's headed away.
Now the Wildcats need to retreat.
Gambardella was able to win it just to keep it from being a George Mason counterattack. You'll take the Patriot possession when it's that far deep if you're Villanova.
And looks like the officials should call this throwing back. She's up a good 15 feet from where the ball crossed the touchline.
Referees allow the play to be restarted. Nearly a turnover. It is a turnover. Little cutting onto her left foot. Little shot is blocked. Second opportunity deflected as well. Could fall on the right side for Nelson. Villanova doubles their lead late. And it looked like a first career goal for Avery Nelson.
Just not giving up on the play. That was a huge thing. And what a throw for that young player to get her first career goal. And it kind of puts this one away as the Wildcats win it 2-0. Now lead it 2-0. It's just good pressing. They just don't give up. She deserved it. And then now Little gets a chance there. Nelson not giving up on the play. Is going to find her way back in it right here. Buries one into the corner of the net.
George Mason looked to the assistant referee for the offside flag to give the reprieve. Maybe should have come, but didn't. Think that Chapek might have just been playing her onside, the right back. And now a mountain to climb for George Mason late. That'll help, a corner kick. The Patriots can ill afford to let slip by. Substitution here for the Patriots.
Clock will continue to run because the team trailing is the one doing the subbing. If Villanova subs at this point, they will stop the clock.
The play is not going to continue until Starner gets off the field. And now the corner kick is allowed. It goes back post, heads right up in the air. Second ball towards the 6-yard box, edge of the 18. And a offside flag. Goes up. So Villanova will be able to clear their lines. Nobody's had more shots in the Big East game this year than Villanova. 25 of them today.
And Hannah Dickinson in no hurry here. Under 5 minutes to go. Cats with a 2-0 lead. More indicative of the play, I think, that 2-0 score than really the 1-0 game was. But really nice to see Cotch and both Nelson get on the score sheet for this year.
It's the most shots that Villanova has had in a game. Again, this is not shots on target, just overall shot attempts. Since a 2-1 win against Siena on September the 17th, 2018. It's been 7 years. Really encouraging sign for Samara Zem to put together this type of offensive performance. And with 4 minutes left to go, they're nearly there.
And your goal scorers are a sophomore and a freshman, so that makes you feel good about the development of the program, the recruiting in the program.
An upward trajectory, there's no doubt about it. And that should be a card for Chapek. Might get away with just a talking to here from the referee. And that's actually solid game management from the referee. There's no need to turn anything into something it's not this late.
I think if that's in the first half, it's probably a card, but this late with the 2-goal lead, he's going to let him play on. I don't think any malicious by it, but just this late.
Little only has one destination. It's the corner flag.
Let's see if they can win something here.
2 or 3 Villanova players there to guard the ball away as valuable time ticks away. That does go over the sideline. It'll be a throw.
Amelia Cardo just got a shove in the back. She said, what's that all about? She's looking right at the assistant referee. Got nothing. But they ate up a good 40 seconds here.
And we're now into the final 3 minutes of what could be Villanova's second consecutive win. Get themselves back on level terms in terms of their record this year. After 2 opening losses, chance for 2 opening wins before heading over to Bucknell, across PA for this Sunday. And again, the corner flag is where they're headed. Chuck Wu, this time all alone to guard, and now Little comes over to help her out. It'll be a Villanova throw. I don't know how much they're going to vacate that area besides just getting the throw back in and doing it all over again.
I don't expect this throw in to go very far.
Little with a deft touch. That did go last off of her, though, this time.
She did a good job there, jumping up in the air and got her head on that to kind of stall the fast break.
Patriots do get it in the end, but it allowed Villanova to settle back in, and we're now down under 2 minutes to go. And a Wildcat throw. Little. Chuck Wu couldn't keep it alive. Under 100 seconds now. Oh, and nearly a elbow up high from Cardo, and she is going to get a yellow card for it. Maeda holding her face, it looked like, might have taken an unintentional knock up high. So Cardo's into the book. Very late in this match. The shouts from the George Mason dugout is right to the end. They want their team to continue to fight all the way through the 90 minutes. Mentality that will serve the Patriots well over the course of this season. They build up to their first conference game, September 20th, George Washington, a local revolutionary rivalry, as they call it. Little unable to win the initial header, but it does go all the way back. And we're into the 90th minute of soccer.
1 minute.
George Mason looking for a late consolation goal.
And the Wildcats look to keep a second clean sheet in a row.
That would do wonders for Samara Zem's group. Not only the goals and all the shot attempts, as we said, the most shots in a game in 7 years for this Villanova group, but also the clean sheet would matter just as much, if not more. Just 2 shots, both of them on goal for George Mason. 25 shots, including 9 on target for the Villanova Wildcats. We're into the very final seconds of this one. Knocked a little bit further ahead, but it will be a Villanova throw. They're not going to really have any impetus to take it. And the Wildcats will see out the final seconds of a 2-0 win here at Higgins Soccer Complex. A 67th minute goal by Morgan Cotch, an 85th minute opening career goal for Avery Nelson, and Hannah Dickinson keeps a second consecutive clean sheet. The Wildcats are 2-2 on the season.
Yeah, that really good bounce back from a tough loss to open the season against Michigan. Then you go down and play a top 10 opponent, and you play a really good competitive game. You lose 2-0. Then you come back and you get 2 good wins at home to start to build your product for the year. So Samara Zem should be really proud of her club the way they played today.
A solid day all around for the Villanova soccer program. The men earlier on today with a 1-1 draw against Iona. And then today, Villanova women's soccer has the most shots by any Big East team this season and the most in the program over the last 7 years en route to a 2-0 win. That will just about do it for us from Higgins Soccer Complex. For our entire Villanova Sports Network crew, it's done a great job all day over the course of both games. And my partner Steve Pannone as well. My name is Ben Curtis saying so long and see you real soon. Villanova 2-0 winners over George Mason here today on the main line.